What is advertising news? When all the media boards sit together, three types of people are the real badasses. The Federal Communications Commission of the United States, the real boss, representing the government, decides what you can do and what you can't. They control your license. Whether you are TV or media, if they don't give you a license, you're screwed. Second, the advertisers, the spokespeople. They're the ones who decide what your ads. Third, the management, the representatives sent by those big tycoons. That's the trio right there. Back in the day in the US, when these guys met in the US, the TV stations were seated the farthest away. They didn't even count for squat. The real power? The top 20 or 30 newspapers, one table. The top 20 or 30 magazines, sitting together. They decide how much ads cost, what's next for media, how much about the printings cost. TV stations? Go sit over there. They had a saying, America's tomorrow. America's tomorrow is about setting the standard, just a bunch of gangsters. Now there's a new table in the mix. What is it called? Social media. Social media sits smack in the middle, never more than 11 people, that's a Jewish number. Never 13, always 11 or 17. Social media, like Zuckerberg, Twitter's Jack, Google's Eric Schmidt, sits in the center. Then you've got the Alliance Committee. Now newspapers? Shoved to the side. TV? Pushed next to it, never more than 10 people, only 9 to 11 tops. Then it's the turn for these newspapers, the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and the Washington Post. Who owns them? Wall Street's Murdoch owns the Daily Mail. Murdoch owns the New York Post. The Washington Post is Bezos. Then there's Warren Buffett stuff. Next up, Time Warner, CNN, and then Murdoch's Fox. Who are you gonna turn to? There aren't many players, so these tables keep shrinking. When you see these games, the United States has never changed. The so-called news hub? It's just these three tables. They kicked the old number one table, newspapers, out of the top spot. Now it's the social media table. After that, TV's second, and newspapers got bumped to third. But the real owners of this whole setup? The five big families. They never show up at these tables themselves, they're Wall Street. Wall Street is America's media is America, the ones defining values, setting the price of the economy. They even decide who sits in the White House. President Trump showed you this time, didn't he? American media can declare who's president, and you can't even fight it. Especially the state governments. Where's the core value of the United States? It's in the state's media, TV, newspapers. Now, because of the social media, it's all been crushed. The states, the regions, they've completely lost control of their media. Even their voices can't get out anymore because social media's standardized everything, locked it down vertically and horizontally. Humanity's reached a point like never before. America, the so-called beacon, before 1920, it was the beacon of freedom. After 1920, it became the beacon of money. Today, America's economy, politics, and military are all controlled by a tiny few. Just like money, 1% of people control 99% of the wealth. This America for you. From a true beacon of freedom, to a beacon of economics, to now, a beacon of darkness. The first sign of that darkness is the media. The concrete proof? Last year's US presidential election.